Hello, this is Angelique, and you're listening to We're Booked Up, a segment of the Gaston Speaks podcast wherein Kendall, Andrew, and I discuss books. For this episode, our season finale as it were, we're doing something special, the third annual Voticed Awards, where we decide our favorite and least favorite of the books that we've read this season. Also, we are once again in a strange recording space, so please forgive any weird background sounds. Now, before we get to the voticing, any special reading or watching plans for the summer? Are you watching anything special or reading anything special now?
Well, I should probably start the book club book that's for Monday.
What is it?
Ron Rash, the new one, The Caretaker. I read 10 pages and I am not into it.
The last...
So it's rough.
All I have heard about Ron Rash is how great he is because Serena and The Cove, but the one.
The one one.
It's gonna be. I'm making fun of.
That's funny.
You making fun of me, Riz?
Yeah. I used that reference earlier this week. Anyway.
I forgot.
The one that you read.
Oh, it's boring.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to this one.
But boring.
We're just too early in the morning. Remember, once again, we are not okay, in case you were wondering.
I feel like that needs to be the tagline on the bottom. We're booked up. We're not okay.
We're not okay.
I'm still reading The Maid, which I've had, I think, checked out since January.
That's a quick read, Kendall.
Yes, but I've also had to read these things. I have children. I've been reading another series at night on my phone. So, anyway, what have I been watching? I've been watching girly movies. Hang on. Anne Hathaway has one that's out.
The new one?
Yes.
With Nicholas Galitzine?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was not that good.
Oh.
It makes me sad because I like her and I like him.
And it got decent reviews, which is weird.
It is exactly as you would expect from any rom-com. There's nothing like...
Special.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they have cute little chemistry, but I don't know if that's not enough to make me want to watch it again.
Well, if you like them, or at least like him, they have announced that they're going to do a second movie of Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Really?
It's probably going to suck, but we're going to watch it because we've committed to it. So I hate that because I was kind of looking forward to that. I mean, I knew it was going to be like a rom-com type thing, but it's just...
This is coming from the rom-com person. Like,
yeah.
I enjoy them. I think they're cute and fun. It's an easy breezy... I wouldn't say don't watch it, just have lower expectations. Oh, I just put a damper on things.
No, you're fine. It's fine. I mean, it's ruined the whole podcast. But I'm kidding.
Well,
What are you gonna be reading or watching this summer besides?
I have my list for what I would recommend at the end.
Okay.
But I haven't read them yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna recommend them.
Okie doke.
Okay.
Have you been reading or watching anything, Andrew?
I am finally getting back into this past anthology of True Detective. I watched like the first 3-4 episodes. It was good. I enjoyed it, and then I just kind of so I started back over because it's one of those, there's a lot of like little details, and so I was like, I need to start back over. But I'm still enjoying it. But if I get to episode 4 again and then I drop off, it's not happening. I'm not finishing it. Okay. But it's very well done. If you like Jodie Foster, I like Jodie Foster. I'm reading that Ron Rash book, which is boring. So
maybe after like 12
Maybe
pages.
page 11 will just punch you in the face.
The joke, you just did it better.
Hey, we were talking about me. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, I just don't think it's going to be my kind of book.
That's fine.
But the June book we're reading, that Tom Lake, and Meryl Streep is doing the audiobook.
She's fun to listen to.
Yeah, so I think I might try the audiobook because I love Meryl Streep.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
The look on her face is like, God, weirdo.
I'm very tired.
I know. But there are a lot of cool TV series that I just haven't caught up with this summer.
I'm late to the game, Abbott Elementary. You're right, it is so good.
I love that show.
It was so good.
And it's still, it's one of those that has continued to be good. Like, it didn't have a sophomore slump, in my opinion. And season 3, even though it was abbreviated because of all the strikes, it's still a good show. I love that cast.
Yeah.
I love that cast. So
how about you? What you
So I tried to watch 911 with like, it's so melodramatic. I'll fast forward through stuff just to get to like the rescues.
Yeah, so I think that Angela Bassett walks on water. And I love Peter Krause. That show is not good.
No.
They can't. If they can't save it, that just tells you
Yeah.
that it's not good.
Sometimes you need TV energy, and Angela Bassett is just she's movie star queen
Yeah,
energy.
that's true.
And sometimes trying to bottle that down.
I think part of it is that it's Ryan Murphy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a little over Ryan Murphy.
I've been over
Yeah.
Ryan Murphy for a while. He has not released anything that was just. And now you go back and even look at some of the stuff that was the early stuff that people liked. It really wasn't that good.
Probably not. It was just kind of the first of its kind.
Right.
What else did I watch? Oh, I tried to watch that Netflix series Dead Boy Detectives, and I don't like it.
I have never heard of that.
It's like based on a comic book, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think Neil Gaiman produces or executive produces. But yeah, it's very YA.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. You might like it, Kendall.
I was gonna
Who
say,
knows?
what is this called again?
Dead Boy Detectives. They're dead boys and they're detectives, basically. It's all in the name.
Well, you have sold me on it. Let me tell you something.
Who needs to watch it now?
Still watching car crash videos.
God,
Although this
Angelique.
time I got my own video because I have a dash cam and I saw a car crash and I recorded it. Yeah.
I'm sorry you saw a car crash.
It was
Sometimes they're
scary.
scary.
When?
Last Thursday when the lights were out on Wilkinson and Redbud.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself watching it over and over again?
Occasionally.
I laugh because I would do that too.
I sent it in to like the police too, and they called me. They're like, "This really helped. Thanks."
Hey,
Nice.
look at you.
Hey, Angelique. What is it called? Civic Hero?
Crime Stopper.
Crime Stopper?
Good Samaritan.
You should get a badge, like one of those stickers. Like
A sticker, not even just a plastic one, just a sticker.
I mean, you sent in one video, so
That's true.
maybe a second
Like
one you
4
get a
days later.
plastic. The person's been dead for
It
4
ha- it
days.
ha-
Here's the evidence.
So no, it happened on Thursday, and I sent it in yesterday because I wasn't sure if it was Gastonia or Lowell
Oh,
because it's
okay.
Wilkes Redbud. It's like right into Lowell. I
Yeah,
think.
that's true.
that's very funny.
So I was
is
waiting for
funny.
like the accident report to come up on the Gastonia website, and it wasn't. I'm like, hey, wait a second. So
I can just see you breaking out like a little crime fighter's cape now and just in your car, ready for your upgrade to your plastic star.
yeah, a plastic star, hang it from my rearview mirror.
See, and I'm the kind of person where it's like, how do I get around this? I don't want to stop and talk to people.
Oh no, I left.
Oh, okay.
We recorded it, and I just turned right and went
I witnessed a crash
because it was
and I
across the
left.
intersection.
But I
Yeah.
did call, but then I think I was unhelpful
Okay,
because
gotcha.
I think the people who were involved probably just drove off. Anyway,
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was
This
pretty
is-
bad though.
okay, let's do it.
All right, we ready?
We are on a tangent. You should thank God we did not record our previous conversation. Let's just say that we've been on a weird tangent this
It
morning.
was really funny though.
It was funny.
So good.
We should do blooper
It's just
reels.
not family friendly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we didn't record that one, so we really can't.
I say we do it and we bleep out all the bad words, so it's just
We
beep,
could just
blah, 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 blah,
recreate
beep.
it.
It's just one long tone.
Just recreate.
The one time though you did that to me, it made it sound a lot
Yeah.
worse than the word that I used. I was like, dang, that sounds like I said
That's
this
half
word.
the fun.
It is half the fun.
I kind of do want to go back and just record someone saying bleep.
Yeah.
Because then it's charming that you did it.
Yeah. All right, are we ready?
Let's do it.
So, oh, we're not doing that one first. All right. Who was your favorite character from all the books we read?
Okay, let me open.
What was yours, Angelique?
Noemi from Mexican Gothic.
Me too. Yeah.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I did like her. I this is just a disclaimer. I #struggled with this Voticed.
Yeah,
did
the books
too.
just did not stand out a
No.
lot this year.
Here's what it is for me. I had so many 3.5, 4-star books. To me, like I look back and I was looking at the books, and I was like, I like this. I would recommend this. We didn't have any that got knocked out of the park.
Yeah.
And so I think it made for better conversations to have like in the middle. And that's making it harder for me to choose best and worst character scenes and stuff. But anyway.
I kind of struggle with this one. I did like Naomi. I didn't think about her because that book was not it just wasn't my book. I respect it. I think it was very well written. So I think that she might be my author. But I loved Nelson and May. But you're right. They were just kind of side characters, but they were actually interesting characters, unlike some of the ones. And then I really liked Charlie's dad in Book Lovers. It was the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that book has actually grown on me a little bit because you're right. Just like we'll talk about one where it got knocked down by the time the podcast was over. I went back and re-listened to Book Lovers. And I was like, Kendall makes some good points.
Oh.
Hey. But his dad was awesome. Like that whole storyline, everything, his dad was awesome. So I'm going to go with, I think his name's Clint, I believe. Charlie's dad.
Charlie's dad. Shut up. So I had Noemi from Mexican Gothic. Although I also really liked the Margot Jane character because once I put her as Melissa McCarthy, I could see it so clearly. All of the like weird, creepy stuff she's doing, but also being kind of funny. And then I have a weird honorable mention. The old guy in California who counts the leopard tracks.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he was funny. Yes.
So I feel like there wasn't enough to really like make him my favorite character, but I think there's enough there that the Coen brothers need to do a movie where he's the basis of a character.
You know what's funny
That would
though?
be
He's a
good.
real person and not a character. There's not enough to make it.
But he is
Okay, I hear it.
he is
There's
interesting
not enough in the book.
He is interesting enough as a real person that
Let's
he's
do a
more
documentary.
interesting than most of the characters that we read.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would do
So-
a documentary. I'd watch a documentary.
I like
about
the
that guy.
bear ladies from Fuzz.
Yeah.
The ones who climb into dumpsters to
Oh
find
yes.
evidence.
Oh, the two. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're like that. They go around like write
That's-
people up for not locking their trash cans.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
I
get
like
to
that.
Fuzz in a second, but yeah, that.
Yeah. Ready for the next one?
Yes, please.
Worst, most hated character.
I got a couple.
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay, so my honorable mention is actually Patrick from Bright Lights, Big City, because he was supposed to be lovely and he was gross too.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was.
Yep.
It was all like, no, I don't want to date you. Let me kiss you. Mm. No,
Let's
sir.
make
no.
out in front of my sleeping child.
That was so creepy. So freaking creepy.
That's just not okay.
It was just. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not okay. We're
Luckily,
not
he passed out. From
He's
like
not been
anaphylactic
bad.
shock or something.
Yeah.
That's
right.
That he did. He was allergic to Christmas trees. That was an underutilized
It
piece
was.
of information.
Yeah, that would have been better.
But my winner, who takes the crown for most hated character, Doc Savage from
too.
Perfect
Me
Assassin.
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was just annoying. I'm sorry. I kind of wish that bullet had stopped him. We don't need to continue the series.
And yet, Kendall and I were talking about this. It still wasn't the worst James. It's probably the best of the James Pattersons that we read, and it still was bad.
Yes, last night I was like, what was our James Patterson book? I could not remember it.
Yeah,
It was
I can't remember any of the
so
characters except him.
He had to tell me. I didn't.
But the other ones we remembered so much
Yes.
because we really hated them. So this one was a lot less offensive than the Noise and what was it, the Black Widow one thing that we did,
Mhm.
but it was still not good.
I would recommend it over the others, and also I would not recommend it as a book to read.
I like it. I like it. Part of the reason I hated Doc Savage, is there a question that's like your worst, like least favorite moment?
No.
Well,
No.
you can make it happen now.
But like,
What is
Some-
your least favorite moment?
thank you. But like the jetpacks.
Oh yeah.
And then the one where he crashes, but suddenly he lands and he's on a boat that was abandoned by his grandfather. And then the one where he there's like that school and there's like all these armed guards, but somehow he comes over the hill with an RV and saves the day.
RV.
It was just awful. Like an RV. Remember the RV?
ATV.
ATV, whatever the heck it is. Sorry.
Just got like an image of like Eddie.
Cousin Eddie, yes.
Just going.
RV, God, it's too early. ATV. Either way, it was stupid. Okay.
Stupid.
It was stupid.
All
There's
right.
just those moments where there were several moments where I was like, really?
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, I think it was more like he himself, that there wasn't enough about him to like or dislike him.
Well, he was misogynistic.
He was
a little.
misogynistic.
And
Yeah.
he was supposed to be on the spectrum, but then had no evidence of actually being on the spectrum. And it was very frustrating.
He
Yeah.
self-diagnosed.
Self-diagnosed.
He did.
Well,
He did.
Which people do.
I can
That's
relate
fine.
to that. I self-diagnose a lot. What about you for Doc Savage? Was the big poo-poo?
The
Let's
whole
pile on.
book.
Look
I
at her
just,
face. You can't see her face. The way she
I
said it. It was
just-
just, anyway, it was funny.
I just didn't like him. He was boring.
Yeah.
He was not at all a hero in any way. He was, in that last speech he gave.
Oh, God.
It's like, what are you doing? These are homicidal children. They don't care what you say. They're teenagers.
That is true.
Even
That
if
was.
they weren't trained assassins, they're not going to listen to you.
And there was no evidence that, like, all of a sudden, because now all of a sudden he knows. Because he was in that RV. I'm rewriting the story.
And he was like a terrible teacher. Why does he think he can just suddenly talk?
Don't choke.
I'm not choking. It's just, that was funny.
Anyway.
Doc Savage.
Yeah.
All right.
Did we all say Doc Savage?
Yeah, I think so.
We should have done that at the same time. Just as a callback.
This year I didn't know. Last year was so obvious.
Yeah.
I didn't know this year.
Yeah. All right.
Kind of thought it would be a deep cut since I had forgotten about the book. I assumed you guys had as well.
I did. I had to dig deep because I can't remember any of the characters from any of these books. I'm gonna be 100% honest.
No, me too. It was a struggle. Like I said, all I know is Charlie's dad. I know they said his name, and I'm pretty sure it was like Clint or Gene, or it was an old man name. No offense to any Clints or Genes who are listening. But I don't actually know if that's his case.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's go to the next one. Book most likely to be made into a movie or series.
Book lovers.
Yeah,
I think
I would
it's
agree with
book
that.
I say Perfect Assassin because it's already based on a series of some sort. And then How Can I Help You? Would probably be a good because true crime's really big.
I
can
love
see
to
How
watch
Can I Help
it.
You being like a mini series.
And we talked about. We think that one would be better visually.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I think we would enjoy it with. I can't remember. I can't remember.
I liked the book. It was a good book for me. I think I gave it like 3.5 or 4 stars.
So, but yeah, that would be a good one.
I would watch it happily.
Didn't they made a Wizard of Earthsea, didn't they? You told us that.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess
Just
that
a-
one's technically the most likely since
Because
it
it's
was
already
done.
happened. Yeah.
Well, they're doing a bunch of remakes, so
I
Yeah.
would love to see like a Robert Eggers who did like The Witch, and he's doing the I can never pronounce it. Nosferatu or whatever. What's it?
Oh,
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. If you
Okay.
had not said it, I could have.
I could not
And I was
have.
like, stuffy nose.
But he did The Lighthouse, so it like dark. I think if he tackled something like Mexican Gothic, it would be very interesting.
yeah.
It would be disturbing, but it would be very visually well done. So
I don't know that I'll watch that because the image of getting the wine from the boils, from the mushroom boil thing, I can't.
Yeah.
Gross.
Sorry. Spoil.
They don't
I have no
to do
intention of
that.
watching it. I'm just saying that if he made
It'd
it,
be
it would probably be well done.
Beautifully done.
Yeah. All right. We ready for the next one? We have any?
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
it.
Favorite scene.
Oh, I have, I think, a couple. Hang on. Favorite theme. I said seam.
Seam. Favorite scene.
Okay, my honorable mention would be a jillion anecdotes from Fuzz. And I
Yeah.
started to talk about them. I was like, the deer hitting the planes. But I'm like, that's not funny when we talk about it. But when you read it, it's very funny. Like the albatross chapter.
Yeah.
Loved.
That's so funny.
So good. I recommend Fuzz. It was a good book.
Mhm.
But my actual favorite one was when Noemi's cousin, whose name I cannot remember, stabbed the old guy in
Yeah.
the neck.
That was good.
I was like, yes, go, girl, go. Because
Get him.
she had been like comatose for the whole
Yeah.
book. And then she finally got to like get her revenge.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Did you have one?
So, I realize now there were two scenes that just really affected me in Under the Whispering Door.
Mhm.
And I think that they shadowed the fact that the rest of the book really wasn't that good, which is why it's like it sort of is a 3, but these two scenes make it better, but really it's still a 3. The one was with Nelson at the end, and then the whole saga of Cameron finally getting that second chance. Both of those were just, and maybe because I was in my feels at the moment, but they were incredibly emotional and well done, and they elevated what was otherwise a disappointing book. So I did like those two. I like the stabbing one. That was good. That too.
I like yours
Yeah.
too.
And Fuzz, like I said, I will get to Fuzz, but you're right. There's no, because it moves so quickly. But she did a really good job of making each of those anecdotes unique and fun, but also like informative. So I do get that. But it was those two at Under the Whispering Door that knocked me out. So
I liked a bunch of ones from Fuzz, but the one that came to me was like, can't remember it exactly, but she was at that tea farm in India, and she met all those managers, and she was talking about her interactions with them and how they were trying to distract her from talking to this lady whose house was destroyed by an elephant, by, like offering her things.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was really funny.
I
I
like
didn't
how
bring the book, so.
the way she described she would get the runaround from that. It's like, oh, you need to see this guy.
Yeah.
Oh no, you need to go back and see this guy.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was funny.
All right. Next one. Favorite author from the books that we've read. I liked Mary Roach. I think she did a really good job with her book.
I would say Mary Roach
Sylvia Moreno Garcia is my favorite, and I think that's who you're thinking of.
yes. Again, that was a book that was never going to be an Andrew book, and I didn't particularly like it or love it. I mean, it's just not. But the way that she wove wove.
Yeah.
Weaved, wove. Okay. The way that she blended, there we go. That one I know is right. Blended all of like the history and the like the white supremacy and all that kind of stuff into the fabric of the way the descriptions and all that kind of stuff. In terms of the writing, she was very, very, very creative, and really that was really, really well done. But I like Mary Roach too. And there's the reason is we'll find out later. So
they're two different authors, but I concur. Mary Roach is somebody I will definitely want to read again, as I would Sylvia Moreno Garcia. I feel like she had the right balance for me of being able to put in imagery without being like boring.
Mm-hmm.
Like she balanced everything so well, like including the history but not being preachy. Like
Yeah.
I really liked her. Plus, I actually, it was my kind of book, and I did like it. It was a little gross at times. Some of the imagery was a little ugh, but
I feel like that's one of those. There's a lot of directors where I because I'm always more of the movie person, where I'm like, I don't ever want to see any of their movies ever get. Robert Eggers is one of those.
Yeah.
But I respect him, and I'm like, if you're given the right material, the technical components, the quality is still there, even if it doesn't end up being a major favorite. So that's how I feel about that one.
I feel like if I read another one of her books that doesn't have the gross imagery in it, I will love it.
Has she written other stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
She does horror though. She's mostly
Oh, so there's
horror.
probably going to be a lot more imagery. But
Yeah.
anyway, I'd be happy to read another one of hers.
Mm-hmm.
All
Did
right.
you answer?
Yeah, Mary Roach.
Oh, yeah.
Favorite We're Booked Up episode.
I can't choose. I'm really struggling with that one.
I did like the Christmas one just
Me too.
because we
That
had
was
fun
mine.
with it.
Yeah.
I also had fun with book lovers.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that it was, I don't know. But I just thought it was fun and funny, and I liked being able to convince Andrew that it was a little better than it was, even though that
She
wasn't my
did.
goal.
I end up loving the Under the Whispering Door one because I think it really, going back and listening to it, it's the one that changed my perception about the book at the end. But not necessarily, it was a more negative view of it, but it also was, we really talked through the reasons why. There was a lot of good explanation, but the Christmas one was hilarious.
Yeah. I feel like
We
this...
always nail the Christmas one.
Yeah, I think so. It's just good material. I think this season we've had a pretty decent balance because the books have been kind of in the middle of being able to enjoy and rib at the bad stuff, but really promote the things that we do like. So
Mhm.
it wasn't just like trashing and or praising a book.
That's true.
It makes it more interesting, I think.
Yeah.
I said I like the holiday one as well. All right, so before we get to our favorite book, what are your book recommendations?
Okay, I'll read the ones that I had looked up. So, I'm still reading The Maid.
Mm-hmm.
I still
liked The
like
Maid.
it.
It's good.
Andrew approved, so I feel
Mhm.
like that needs
was
to
well
be
done.
stated. The book that I want to read next is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. Shelby Von Pelt. About the octopus.
I have heard. So my mom actually met her
Oh,
at
really?
the Mary Alice Monroe thing that she does down in outside of Charleston.
Mm-hmm.
She was really cool, but every person I know who's read that has said it was absolutely fantastic because it's told from the perspective of the octopus.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on my it's on my list too. Because at first I was like, I'm not gonna read it. Oh, this is weird. But every person I know has loved it. I know Laurel, our former director, has recommended it to like half of our Rotary Club because she loved it.
It's on our staff picks. And then there's one more that's a YA that is going to be a little bit more adventure themed, I feel like, which is the summer reading theme. It's called Me, Moth by Amber McBride, and it's supposed to be amazing. Apparently, one of the small book sellers I follow on TikTok was like, you'll never guess the ending. And I'm like, well, I'm hooked now.
Yeah.
I got to know.
Does she become a moth?
I don't know. I think her name is Moth.
Ah,
I don't understand that, but that's not my business to understand. I'm just going to read it.
cool. Do you have recommendations?
The one book over the last year that I just keep going back to, it's not a fun book, so it may not be a summer read, is Demon Copperhead.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the one that hit, and and once you get into it, you couldn't stop. It is an adventure. Not necessarily, not all adventures are happy, but it is an adventure. And then this summer, while I am in Los Angeles, I want to read. I always loved Malibu Rising, the Taylor Jenkins read. I thought it was really well done. So I want to, while I'm over there, read the Daisy Jones and finish. I think I've started it 100 times. Finish Daisy Jones and the Six, and then do the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo because they're all set right there in California. So I think that would be interesting. And then I want to dive into. There's an author named Stephen Rowley. He did The Guncle. And then he did one called The Celebrants. And it's just everything about the description just feels like it's right up Andrew's alley. And they're doing a sequel to The Guncle. So I feel like if I like it, then it'll be something that I can dive into. Although lately some of the sequels, like they're doing a sequel to House in the Cerulean Sea, and I am genuinely concerned.
I'm now nervous after we read Under the Whispering
And then
Door.
remember I told you the Lives of Puppets, like his third one, the Goodreads reviews were horrible. And they were decent for Under the Whispering Door. They were still pretty good. And they were horrible. I'm like, oh God, don't ruin that. Don't ruin that book for me. So we'll see. But those are the ones and the ones besides Demon Copperhead. But the other ones are also lighter. I think they're going to be more fun because I need that this summer. Also, by the way, I'll probably read nothing this summer because we're so busy.
Yeah.
But I recommend that you do it, and then you can comment and say, I read it because you guys recommended it. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready for favorite book?
What are you going to read this summer?
Nothing.
Okay. You see how she makes us
Well,
like...
there's
this.
She is going to be out patrolling for future car crashes.
Exactly. I'm gonna waste gas.
Follow that scanner on Facebook. Have you ever followed that scanner?
No.
Oh, it's a pit. I love it. What's going on? I saw there was a police car and a person. They got a speeding ticket. Like, why are you posting that all over Facebook? Nothing happened.
All right, we ready to talk about our favorite book?
Yeah, let's do it.
Who's first?
You go ahead.
I liked Fuzz. I think it was my favorite book. I think she wrote it really well for like a layman to get everything and understand everything, and it was funny, and she just kind of organized her information pretty well. So I would recommend that book to everybody.
I have a toss-up.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on which personality of Kendall emerges. So, like, the one that enjoys more, like, thinking kind of books, Mexican Gothic.
Mm-hmm.
The, like, easy breezy side of me really liked Book Lovers. I just thought it was so cute. And I don't love romance books, but I really just, I liked it. I'd read it again.
Again, you changed. The more I thought about it, the more. Then I went back and listened. I was like, Kendall makes good points about it. So,
Thanks.
I ended up loving Fuzz. Fuzz is one that when I went back and listened to it, I did not give it that high of a rating. And I think it's because I was like rushing to finish it, but it is one that I have used some of like the stories in general everyday conversation, and I keep going back to, remember that one it's the one that I kept going back to in a very positive way. Whereas like Under the Whispering Door started off and then it was like, that really didn't work. Oh, that really was bad. You start going to it. It was just fun, and nonfiction is hard. And entertaining nonfiction can be hard, and she made it entertaining, but she didn't sacrifice the nonfiction, the knowledge, the factual part of it. She had good footnotes. We love a good footnote.
We love a good footnote on this podcast.
We do. Remember what's the one in the dream house?
Yeah,
the footnotes were almost
amazing.
as right. And so, it was interesting. I sat down and I was like, I don't know if I liked any of these. I'm not sure, but I kept going back to Fuzz, and the rating has gone up for me the more I've thought about it.
I will 100% agree that is the book that I reference the most. Like the other day, one of our coworkers was showing us a video of a bear family going up on this person's porch because they would hang out and eat the bird seed and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, you're not supposed to do that. I learned that in Fuzz.
I've used the one where the bear will go in, get stuff out of the fridge, and just walk out, not destroy anything else, just walk right out.
Yeah.
Your name brand stuff.
Right.
Leave the generic.
I don't know why I found that to be so fast, because they're a lot more intelligent than we give them credit for. So all they're looking for is food. They're not destroyers. They just want to eat. And I respect that.
You and Winnie the Pooh,
I get it. But you're right. Some of those antidotes, like, I feel smart because I know like these random things. It's because I read Fuzz.
It's because
If you want to feel smart in your everyday conversations, you should read Fuzz.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do have one quick little thing that I probably should have said before the big book. I think the best plot was actually Wizard of Earthsea, or A Wizard of Earthsea, because I kept thinking about it, and I was like, a story where a boy who's kind of like irritating but has a little bit of a gift,
Yeah.
goes on this grand adventure and like in the end ends up accepting the darkness within himself. I think that movie could be beautifully done.
Yeah, it's a good character growth.
And it was all plot.
I think it just needs somebody like I think that I would love to see it as a movie or a series on Netflix, really fleshed out. Like I do think it had the best plot. So that was my little add on.
That's
that I should
good.
have
Well,
done before.
I'm glad
sorry.
you did because I'm trying to think. Did we mention all the books? I think that was the only one we hadn't mentioned. Did we mention all the other ones? I'm pretty sure.
We got A Perfect Assassin, Mexican Gothic,
Got it.
Fuzz. Bright Lights. Big Christmas.
Bright Lights, Big Christmas. We keep saying
Yeah.
Big City. Myself
How can I
included.
help you, book
How can I
lovers?
help you?
Under the
book lovers?
Whispering Door. No, we
Yeah,
didn't.
so that was the only
Mercy.
one. So now we've
Okay.
given it the
Thanks.
shout out. Good job.
Good job, Ursula K. Le Guin. All right. Any other final thoughts? Kendall does not agree with that.
I mean,
Okay, you can't just sit there and be like, you know, it was great, but it really is not.
It had a really great plot, but it's not
I'm
due
sorry.
to her, obviously.
Otherwise, it's terrible. Like, where are we going?
Okay,
with
good
this?
job on your plot, Ursula K. Le Guin.
I still say she was writing it like a Greek myth. So she's
I don't
using
like
some
Greek
of those
myths either.
conventions.
So.
You don't? They're beautiful. They're epic.
Yeah. So was this one, supposedly. But I will say that we've been renewed
Yeah.
for
Hey.
season
No one
4.
can stop us.
Exactly.
Oh my God, season 4, guys. Would you have imagined
No,
that we would have made it like to go to 4 seasons?
I know. And after season 4, it's when the series starts to die. So they gotta make this one really good.
It's
West
usually-
Wing, The Sopranos, all season 4 they died.
Well, that's a happy thought.
I'm just kidding. No, it's gonna
Thank
be
you.
fun. What are some of the things we're gonna read this year? Have we decided?
I can't believe you made me.
Never mind.
I am going to
Coming
post a list
soon.
of books
I
on
can look it up. Also, I
on
feel
the
like
blog.
Andrew and I owe Angelique a huge thank you.
We
She
do.
is the one who finds the books, comes up with the questions. She finds the cash to be able to buy the equipment that we record the podcast on. She edits everything. It takes an enormous amount of time, energy, and she wrangles the two of us.
Amen.
So thank you, love.
Thank you for your thank you. I do know that the first book we're reading next season is Upside Down,
By Danielle
Steele. Because we're tired of what's his face?
J. Pats.
J. Pats. I mean, we're still going to make fun of him, obviously, because he's just going to keep coming up. Because,
We're going to still make fun of J. Pats.
yeah. Because it's just.
I feel like while we're reading Danielle Steele, we should make fun of it. Like we should just throw that in somehow.
We'll just compare them.
I am interested because Danielle Steele has been writing novels for like 50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's doing that same thing that Patterson is doing, too. 1 book a month.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I'm going to feel the same way about her as I do about him. I just
Yeah,
I've never read any of her books.
Yeah.
I'll be really excited to like find out maybe she's like
Actually decent.
a good
Well,
writer.
I mean,
Shh,
she's been writing so long, though.
I know. It may be
Is it actually her writing at this point?
I know that's what I wonder. I will say there was an episode of Golden Girls. This would have been like in the 80s. It was like the only reason I'm still living is for the next Danielle Steele novel.
Ooh!
And that was like 30 plus years ago. So, she's been rocking it for a long time. She was rocking it long before James Patterson ever started. She was
Yeah.
making hits. So I'm
Yeah.
interested to see. I think it's going to be very James Patterson, but with the romantic twist.
It'll be fun to have something a little different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But still
Hopefully it's
crappy.
good.
No, I'm kidding.
Here's hoping.
Here's hoping. You have to admit.
Whatever
well,
it is, hopefully it makes a good episode.
There you go.
I hope it's a fast read.
Kendall's
over the
sister.
summer.
It does look pretty short.
Kendall's sister loves when I'm not nice. So
Shout out to Tenley.
So if it's bad, then at least one of our listeners will be very happy with
Mhm.
it. So
All right. To close out, I'm going to promote summer reading at the library. This year's theme is Adventure Begins at Your Library. Library? Adventure Begins at Your
Be
Library.
very lively.
So we have a lot of fun programs planned for patrons of all ages. So stop by your library and find out what we have in store for you. That's it for this season. We're booked up. We hope you enjoyed it. We will be back for another season because no one is stopping us. We'll be on hiatus for June, July, and August, and back in September with Upside Down by Danielle Steele because we're finally fed up with making fun of James Patterson. And so thanks for listening.
Dun.
bye, guys.